And again that edge there is just where it needs to be welded. The two bits, they need to be welded together. And jump back into my paintbrush here and just add a bit more weathering along this edge. When I say weathering, a bit more wearing I should say. Wearing. Not weathering, wearing. I'm going to go back and fix those over paints in just a second. So back with my eraser brush just to get rid of any over paints here that have popped out a bit too far. Also through here I want to get rid of this wearing through the middle. And again I'm just doing that with my eraser brush. Okay, now we might do that edge as well, I think, along here. Just going to turn off my cherry wood layer to make sure, yep, that's good. Just wanted to make sure we didn't have any of that brown wood underneath. So again, all I keep doing is alternating between my paintbrush and my eraser brush here to remove any overpaint anywhere I think it's gone a bit too far. I might just reduce my brush size just a little bit as well. Do this side here. And like I was saying, guys, I hate hard edges, but because this is going into the Unreal Engine as a game model, I don't want to increase the poly count too much, so I'm not going to soften the edges up. If when we bring it into Unreal we think it needs it, then that's not a big deal. I can create a high-res mesh and we can bake out a normal map in Substance Painter from the high-res mesh to the low-res mesh. Because these are quite large pieces of geometry, they may need to be softened up. Because they go in the hallways, like I said, between each... They span the entire hall, so there's a wall on this side and a wall on this side. And head height comes to probably around about the middle. So they may need to be softened up a bit. The edges, that is. actually going to switch back to my pen here in the Wacom tablet. I'm going to jump back into my eraser tool here and just break that up a little bit more. So what have we got left here? Let's do the inset panels on this side here. Again, I'm going to turn off my cherry wood on the top layer and work on my second layer. Back to my paintbrush, back to a hard edge, make sure it's smaller than that. Again, I'll come back with the eraser brush and remove any overpaint that we have here happening along the edge. Back to my paintbrush. Again, back to my eraser. And then back to my paintbrush again. And back to the eraser. Jump back in here to my paintbrush. No sooner do I paint it in that I overpaint it again. Angle that around a bit. And I keep doing it. Okay, let's turn our top cherry wood layer back on. And now we just have to paint out the cherry wood layer. And again, I'm going to come back in here and erase some of these yellow underwood marks again. Reduce my brush a little bit. I'm going to go back to my eraser tool here and clean up these edges. Back to my paintbrush. And back to my eraser. Okay, let's add a bit of wear to those edges. So I'm going to jump into my paintbrush again, reduce my brush size. Before I do that, I'm just going to clean up the inside here a little bit more. Again, jump back into my eraser tool and just remove some of the wear from the inside. Maybe just a bit from the outside as well. Break it up a little more. My eraser, clean up some of this overpaint here. And same with just at the top here, a bit of overpaint. Again, back with my eraser to clean up any overpaint that's happening just on these edges here. Check this top edge. Okay. Let's check the bottom one while we're here. Looks like I've got a bit far there, so back to my paintbrush. Back to my eraser again. Check the top here. I think that's okay. Go back to my paintbrush again and just weather up these edges a bit more. Adding a bit more of that brown through that corner there. Looks like I missed a tiny bit. Now I've got to decide whether I'm still going to do the swirls actually. I'm going to do that quickly. I'm going to turn off my cherry layer again and work on my underlying layer back with my paintbrush. And again, I'm just going to paint in that brown, the chocolate coloured wood here. And any areas I make like that I'll come back to in a minute with the eraser tool. So being able to turn the layers off to see the underlying layer can really help help you decide where you're putting your texture down without the rest of it getting in the way. When I work with Mari, I do the same thing. It's good to turn layers off when you're working. I'm just going to have to check the other side here. Okay. Just so I could see where I'd actually painted and where I hadn't. I'm going to jump back into my eraser tool. Back into my paintbrush again. Back into my paintbrush again. Even though we have an overpaint happening down here, I'm going to turn this back on. That'll cover it up. Now all we have to do is erase the we'll paint out the parts that we want to show up. And again, if some of the yellow shows through, that's okay, because I want it to look like it's been a bit worn. I'm going to jump back into my eraser here and paint over that bit through there. Looks like I may have missed the top of this, so I'm just going to paint that in.
Just because you had the last word doesn't mean I won't get stronger. Watch me reign and slay and conquer. I'm the lead rebellion soldier. I will dominate. I will kill this game, and I still remain. I remain standing here. Ooh, I run this ship. I am an epidemic. Yeah, remember this. I am an epidemic.
Let's save the file here quickly. Just to make sure, just in case anything happens, you never know when a crash may occur, so. Again, I'm going to erase that out through here, just that bit in the center there where I went a bit far. Back to my eraser tool. Again, anywhere I miss, like here, I'll come back and fix with the eraser tool. Went a bit out there, but again, we'll come back, we'll fix that with the eraser. Now, it looks like I haven't painted the dark in through the bottom yet, so we'll do that in a minute. I'm going to jump back into my eraser tool here and fix these little problems. I'm going to come into my paint tool here. Same up here. Again, I want to come in with my eraser. I'm going to turn off my top cherry wood and jump back down to my darker wood here. So I want to paint in that bottom sconce piece here. I haven't done the other side yet, but we'll paint the base in first.
Inside my head, no one to talk to, no one to bring me down. I guess it's better to be alone than to be bothered. I tried so hard to be involved, but my selfish ways don't ever change. And now you're walking away, I don't blame you.
I'm going to turn my cherry wood back on again now. Wrong one. Pull back here so we can get a better overall look at the model here. So we've got one swirl left to paint in dark. I also think I want to paint the darker chocolate wood either through that inner arch or the outer arch piece. So I'll either do that inner arch piece or this outer one. I'm just not sure which yet. I really want to just have a look at the overall model and then decide which one might look better. Whether the dark wood will look better on the inside or on that outer edge there. Maybe the outer edge would be more interesting. And it sort of continues that darker wood theme around the outside. But again, we're going to save our file. I think we may leave it there for today, guys. We'll finish this up tomorrow and then I'll bring it into the Unreal Engine, into UE4. And yeah, like I said to you guys, I'll show you the setting in UE4 so that your axes, you don't have to put everything at 000 before you export it from Max. You can leave the asset wherever it is in world space and change a setting in the import in Unreal Engine to not move your axes to 000. But we can look at that tomorrow when we import this piece into Unreal. I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out with me and for watching. I know that Twitch is having problems. I'm sure some of you guys have had problems viewing the stream. I see Sniper Echo seems to have disappeared, which is always a shame. I'm assuming people may be having problems watching the stream. I will be back on again tomorrow at 5 PM Pacific time in the US. I always post 15 minutes to my Twitter page at PhilDoes3D before I go live, so keep an eye on that if you're not sure. If you see a post go up on my Twitter page that I'm live, well, then I'm streaming. So if you can't watch, like I said, try refreshing your browser. Sometimes that gets the live stream happening. People that have been having problems. Until Twitch fixes up whatever is causing the issue. But I will be back on again tomorrow. I do want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow and you'll be able to see my stream. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.